Hello, very good evening to you. Welcome to ITV News. This is Friday night's calendar.
Hello, thanks for your company, and here are tonight's main stories.
Could she have been saved? Mum of one, Emma Baxter, went into hospital to be treated for asthma, but died from a blood clot. Her family wants answers.
If mistakes have been made, they need to be put right so it can stop it happening to somebody else. But what we've had in the last year, it's just ruined our lives now.
Lasting trauma, concerns that thousands of domestic violence victims are living with undiagnosed brain injuries. One survivor tells us she was overlooked.
Nobody has ever mentioned to me about my head injury. Why wasn't I checked up on after leaving hospital? Why was I forgotten about?
Also on calendar tonight.
Then all of a sudden things will start mooing and bleating.
Counting sheep, from TV shepherdess to authoress. Amanda Owen joins us in the studio to tell us about her foray into bedtime stories.
And sheer grit, cycling's British Gravel Championships come to Dalby Forest. Well, first tonight, the family of a mum from Doncaster say their lives have been ruined after she went into hospital to be treated for asthma, but died from a blood clot hours later.
Doctors at Doncaster Royal Infirmary thought 47-year-old Emma Baxter had an infection which was making her asthma worse. Tests which could have spotted the clot weren't carried out until it was too late.
Her parents contacted Calendar to share their story, saying the hospital has questions to answer. They've been speaking to Michael Billington.
She was a loving mum, a very caring, loving mum she was.
Within hours of being admitted to Doncaster Royal Infirmary, Emma Baxter had died. Sent by her GP, who suspected a blood clot, instead she was initially treated for asthma.
I says, you do know that your granny died with a blood clot. Her mum died of a blood clot and her two brothers died with blood clots. And obviously she says, no, I didn't know that. And I says, yeah. I says, so tell them so they know what they're looking for.
When Emma arrived here in October last year, doctors thought she had a chest infection which was making her asthma worse. They also considered whether she had a blood clot, but an X-ray to diagnose that wasn't carried out for another 4 hours.
Alarm bells were ringing when they requested tests, and 3 hours later they hadn't been done, blood tests and this, that and the other. And then that put them back 3 hours. Then they took the blood test, another hour, 4 hours. Then by the time she got the medication, which takes 2 to 4 hours to work, we'd lost like 7 or 8 hours. And then doctor and nurse came in and said, very, very sorry, but unfortunately Emma's passed away. There's 20 of us trying to resuscitate her, but we failed.
A patient safety report has now highlighted delays in Emma's diagnosis and treatment. Details too distressing for her mother to process.
Well, I didn't read it.
No, you didn't. It's so very upsetting.
Too much for me.
So very upsetting it is.
The trust which runs Doncaster Royal Infirmary says it carried out a detailed review of Emma's care, adding this was a complex and challenging case, and we've implemented changes to strengthen our processes. We're committed to working with Emma's family to ensure the right lessons continue to be learned.
If mistakes have been made, they need to be put right so it can stop it happening to somebody else. Because what we've had in the last year, it's just ruined our lives now. You know, it's not something that just goes away overnight. It takes a long, long time. It's been horrific, it has.
Well, that was Jeannie and Martin Carrick ending Michael Billington's report, and our thanks to them both for getting in touch with us to tell us about their story. And if you have a story that you think we should be featuring on Calendar, well, please do contact us. Drop us an email. The address is calendar@itv.com, and do remember to include your contact details.
Well, let's have a look at more stories from around the region. And police have launched a murder investigation after a man was shot dead in Hemsworth. Armed officers were called to a property on Barnsley Road just before 10 o'clock yesterday morning, where they found his body. A 60-year-old man has been arrested while detectives continue to make enquiries.
3 members of the same family who staged a neo-Nazi music gig in Leeds have been jailed for racial hatred and terrorism offences. 59-year-old Robert Talland, the leader of an extreme right-wing movement, organised the gig at the Corpus Christi Club in 2019, where his son Stephen and daughter Rosie performed. The audience was seen responding with Nazi salutes. Robert Talland was jailed for 4 years, his son was jailed for 2 years, Rosie Talland was handed an 18-month sentence.
Well, next to concerns that health professionals are missing the signs of brain injuries in victims of domestic violence.
It's thought that as many as half of abuse survivors could be living with a brain injury, but a study has shown that symptoms like anxiety and depression are often wrongly diagnosed purely as mental health problems.
Now a specialist centre in York is calling for better awareness among health workers. Hannah Ludlow has been speaking to one woman who says the head injury she suffered during an abusive relationship has never been diagnosed.
Michaela, which isn't her real name, is a victim of domestic abuse. She's worried the violence she suffered has left her with a brain injury.
He'd got a household object in his hand at the time, and I just remember him screaming and shouting at me. And then I kind of saw this item coming towards my head, and I felt for a second a pain to my head. Nobody has ever mentioned to me about my head injury. I do have really bad dizzy spells. I get blurred eyes quite a lot. If I touch parts of my head, it's still sore. I've also had really bad mood swings since then, and my memory is absolutely shocking.
These are all symptoms of a brain injury, but they could also be linked to the mental trauma of domestic violence.
Because of the way that the symptoms present, so often trauma or mental health are the first assumption. It might be a case of that the professional that you're speaking to might not have that awareness of brain injury, and actually if you frame the experience that you've had in the way of actually I've had a head injury, or I've been held in a way that I felt I couldn't breathe, so I've not had oxygen getting to my brain, that can help reframe the conversation.
New research from the University of Glasgow has found that domestic violence can have long-lasting impacts on the brain's health. Mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, sleep disorders and PTSD can last for many years after the abuse has taken place. Once someone is diagnosed with a brain injury, they can access support from centres like this one in York. It helps people across the North East, Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, including those whose injuries are as a result of domestic abuse.
We act, I think, as that extension of the NHS. So physiotherapies, occupational therapists. Here in York, we have a wonderful gym that we have weight-bearing equipment in there, and every brain injury is different. So it's going to be working with that person and their goals.
The government told ITV News that NHS staff are required to complete mandatory domestic abuse awareness training, but the charity Brainkind wants to do more.
We've done a few projects, one with Women's Aid, where we've put some questions on their on-track assessment system, and that helps identify people who might have experienced a brain injury in the context of domestic abuse. And we're also working on an online tool called Brainkind Adapt, and this will support professionals to have conversations with people about brain injury in this context.
What do you want to see change then in the world of medical professionals when they're dealing with domestic abuse victims?
I want them to see that when somebody comes in that's suffered with domestic abuse, there's a bigger picture there, and to look into if the symptoms could be due to that head injury. Why wasn't I checked up on after leaving hospital? Why was I forgotten about?
And that was Hannah Ludlow reporting there. Well, this is Friday night's calendar. Still to come on the programme. On a knife edge, a huge game tonight for Blaze boss Ruben Sellers, with fans baying for his blood.
And this week it's been about the fantastic late summer sunshine, the sunshine and showers, or the longer spells of rain. Where does that leave us for the weekend? All the detail coming up a little later on.
Now then, you might know her better as the Yorkshire Shepherdess, the star of Our Yorkshire Farm, documenting family life in a remote part of North Yorkshire.
Yes, but as if looking after a plot of land and managing the ups and downs of her 9 children isn't enough, Amanda Owen has now turned her hand to writing children's books, and she joins us in the studio now. Welcome, Amanda. It is great to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
How on earth have you found the time, with all that you do, all the juggling that you do on the farm with the kids, everything, to write a book?
I know. Well, it is a heck of an undertaking, and I have asked myself that question many times. But here we are. It's all about prioritising, isn't it? Deciding what's important. I'm trying to be a role model for my children. Say, look, you can do this. You can achieve things. So yeah, I make the time, day and night, 24/7. Spend the day gathering material. In other words, working with all the things that they say never to work with. And then my
Children
night time.
and animals.
Yes, those are the ones. And then spend my night times writing about it. So there you are.
Where do you get the ideas from then for the stories? Is it all real life experiences then that come through into this book?
Absolutely. I mean, all the stories are actually based on the reality of what goes on the farm. Because of course, one of the big questions is people say, well, have your children read it? No. Because when I asked them about reading it, they were like, why would you do that? We're in it, we're part of it. We absolutely, they are the book. I said to them, well, what about the quiz at the end? And they said, yes. I said, well, basically, if you get any of the answers wrong, you're up for adoption. So there you go.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So yeah, it really is. It is just all about the animals, the children. And I think the things that people find relatable from the television programme. People say to us, we feel like we're almost a part of the family. And that they've sort of watched us through the highs and the lows and the passing of time. So I wanted to write something that was real. In this world where there's so much CGI and artificial intelligence, I wanted to write about something that actually could reach out and touch. I suppose in a way was hopeful, inspiring, and hopefully maybe something that parents want to read.
Absolutely.
Believe me, as a parent, if you're reading a book, you only want to read it if it's something for your child that you can get into.
You do. And you talk about all the stuff that you've been doing and the programmes that you've been on, and I know that you're on another programme at the moment which is about Our Farm Next Door.
That's the one.
Do you ever look back on your journey, so to speak, and think, actually, do I really want all this publicity? Do I really want to have done this? Did I make the right decision to go down this path?
Of course, you always ask yourself that question, and I've had a good couple of years to think about that one. And I think to myself, okay, farming, which is inherently where it's at, that is my life as a shepherdess. I've still got the hands to prove it. I'm sort of mucking in and doing as I always have done. But this was an opportunity. It literally is a farm diversification. That is all that it is. It is a way of making ends meet. I have 9 children. Only one of them so far has flown the nest. All the rest of them are still there and to be supported. And it's about how you make your way, how you navigate your way through life and the world. So
you've got to be resilient and tough, haven't you, Amanda? Because
resilience is everything. Now resilience can come in the form of Yorkshire weather, and resilience can come in the form of social media and opinionated people. So whereas when we began this whole journey, maybe there was less on social media and the internet, now things have changed. That is as much a part of the learning curve as being out in the fields. The children have been brought up with the cameras and the media interest, and they have learnt how to navigate it. So yeah, no regrets.
Great to see you.
Fabulous.
And you as well.
Thank
you so much for inviting me.
Good luck with the book. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you so much.
Well, now you won't find them on Amanda's farm, but Eurasian beavers are set to return to our waterways after centuries of absence following a government decision to allow wild release.
Well, beavers played a crucial role in our wetland landscapes from prehistoric times until they were hunted to extinction in the 16th century for their fur.
But now wildlife trusts and campaigners in South Yorkshire are working to bring them back. Chloe Oliver has more.
They look cute and charismatic, but under the cover of darkness, the beaver gets to work. In the past 20 years, beavers have made a comeback in many licensed enclosures like Cropton Forest in North Yorkshire, and Sheffield Council are analysing suitable sites across South Yorkshire.
They create dams and ditches that can really transform areas into sort of ponds, really complex pond and wetland habitats with significant environmental benefits. Initial study has sort of highlighted about 12 sites in South Yorkshire, so we're going to get some specialist consultants in to look at those and decide which are the best.
Their main lodge is on this island here.
I went to meet farmer Chris Jones, the man behind the change in the law this year to release beavers into the wild in England, after witnessing the dramatic changes on his land. He says the rodents have saved his farm from drought and, after years of bad flooding, prevented further floods on his land and in the nearby village too.
We've seen a lot more water accumulate. They've built 8 or 9 dams here now, and there's 7 or 8 ponds, and it's much, much wetter. But there are also 3 more streams coming away when there used to be just 1 that passed through here. They've obviously cut some trees down, probably a couple hundred trees down over the last 8 years. You know, we're told we're going to get more and worse flooding. We're told we're going to get more and worse droughts. Who's going to do anything about that? What's going to do anything about that? Beavers.
These releases are part of a broader effort to restore native species and boost biodiversity, recognising the beaver's role as an ecosystem engineer. Ongoing research on Chris's farm has shown because of the beavers, there's been 3 new species of mammal, 10 new bird species, 11 species of bat, and 17 species of damselfly and dragonfly recorded. With the success of enclosures like at Chris's farm, work is now underway to expand where beavers can roam. Chloe Oliver, ITV News.
Oh, they're cute, aren't they?
I've never seen a wild one, have you?
I haven't actually, no, I haven't. Now then, celebrity after celebrity tonight on the calendar because we've had Amanda, haven't we? Now here's Chris with a sport.
I feel I'm a massive downgrade on Amanda Owen, but I'll do my best and I'm no celebrity either.
Because you're back and football's back.
It is, Ian, you're correct. The international break is over for our teams in the top 2 divisions. A full fixture list to look forward to this weekend, and it all kicks off tonight.
Powering local sport in the community. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
Now, when Sheffield United missed out on promotion to the Premier League in May, I think many thought they'd dust themselves down, regroup and go again. Sadly, it hasn't worked out. The Blades have lost all 5 games this season and the fans are already calling for their new manager to be sacked. So could tonight's game at Ipswich be season-defining? He wasn't sacked in the morning or the morning after. He wasn't sacked at all. Ruben Sellés is still the manager of Sheffield United for now.
I've never called for a manager's head this early before, but I kind of was in the last match reaction that I did.
Nick Wiley is the host of the Sheffield United Way podcast.
The fans are in overdrive, talking about the manager, talking about the system, talking about how we've not picked up 1 point this season.
Quite the contrast from last year when the Blades came within touching distance of a return to the Premier League. Clearly not good enough for the club's new American owners. They sacked Chris Wilder, replaced him with Sellés. They've lost all 5 games since, but have boosted the squad. 3 new players have arrived since the last game at Middlesbrough, including defender Mark McGuinness.
We're all in this together, whether it's the staff, the players, the fans, we're all in this together. We all want the same goal. The managers will come and go, but for me, the manager here was someone that I really look forward to working under.
The demands, especially in the Championship, are to be in the top of the game for every single game and try to win every single game. I think it is what it is. Now we got a big change of the squad, but we don't have time to make excuses. We will just try to go and try to win the next match.
And that next game is tonight at Ipswich.
Right now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We've brought in some new faces. Everyone's going to be fighting for a place. And I'm expecting to see changes in the next game against Ipswich.
Eyes on the ball!
A change in result would help. A change in performance is a must for Ruben Sellers. All of action from that one and all the weekend's games on Monday night's calendar. OK, switching to rugby league now, and the Leeds Rhinos' hopes of a home tie in the Super League playoffs took a hit with defeat at home to Catalan last night. Without the influential Jake Connor through injury, the Rhinos were surprisingly sluggish, and despite this try from Brodie Croft, were beaten by 16 points to 8, ending their run of 5 straight wins. OK, the Sheffield Steelers begin their quest to regain their Elite League ice hockey title tomorrow night. After winning the treble the season before last, the Steelers endured a trophyless campaign last time out. Head coach Aaron Fox has brought in 9 new players during the summer.
Expectations here is to win and create a great opportunity for our players to have success. And we've done that for the most part. It's not always. You're not going to get trophies every year, even though that's my expectation and goal. But we put a lot of people in this building. We've a lot of winning hockey, and I think we play an entertaining style of hockey as well. So it's been good.
Good to have it back. Guildford Flames first up for the Steelers at the arena tomorrow night. That is all your sport from me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good weekend.
And you. Enjoy it.
Sport.
I will. Always do.
I know you do. Brilliant.
OK, got a question for you here, Ian. What do you get if you cross road cycling and mountain biking?
Well, in my case, probably a trip to hospital.
No, the answer that we're actually looking for is gravel racing. It's said to be the ultimate test of skill, endurance and perseverance on 2 wheels. And this weekend, the British Gravel Championships are taking place in Dalby Forest. Our man Fraser Maud has been there too.
I'm here in Dalby Forest, where some of the best and bravest cyclists in the country are competing in the British Gravel Championships this weekend. It's amazing to see these cyclists. They are so brave, so fast, and it's such a gruelling course up here in Dalby. It's beautiful, but it's pretty tough for the riders. I can have a chat now with the event organiser, Max Wussler. Max, 120 kilometres, 2,000 metres of inclines. It's a tough course, this, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, we made sure it'll be exciting for spectators, exciting for riders, and really design a course that's going to test all the riders.
So is that why you came here to beautiful North Yorkshire?
It certainly is. You're always looking for a stunning route to put on a good show for everyone, and I think we found that in the North Yorkshire moors here.
Harry Tanfield, you're one of the riders. You're going to put yourself through this. For starters, you must be crazy. It's tough work, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a hard race for sure on Sunday. Yeah, we're off in the morning at 9 o'clock there. But first, the time trial tonight on a slightly different course, which is a bit less hilly. And we start at, I started an hour actually for that. So looking forward to it. It's going to be, a good course.
You live just over the way. You're a local lad. Is that local knowledge going to, give you any advantage this weekend?
I wish I could have come and ridden the course a little bit more before I actually came. But when the course was announced, I wasn't able to come, which is a bit of a shame. I've not ridden in Dalby since I was about 12 or 13 with a mountain bike.
So what's this course like for you? I mean, it's been pretty wet today. It's tough going.
Yeah, it is. Looking at the state of everyone finishing, they're very, very dirty. And I think they said also it's a little bit slippy on the time trial circuit today. So we only rode it last night and also this morning, which was fully dry. So obviously the course will have changed quite a lot. And after 150 people have ridden around it too, there's going to be quite a bedded line. So I think we'll just have to play it a bit cautious and not go too hard in the corners. I think that's for the best.
Fantastic. Steady away. Well, not steady away. You want to do it as fast as you can. Thanks ever so much for talking to us, guys. It's going to be a real event this weekend. We've got the age group races happening tomorrow, and then on Sunday, it's the elite competitors, men and women, who will really be putting this track through their paces.
Oh, great. Thanks very much, Fraser.
Brilliant. Well, we'll have to see what the weather's going to be like for them now.
Yeah, it's all about the weather, isn't it? A little bit muddy, a little bit more than muddy, I think. Certainly on Sunday, we've got some rain coming in, but not until the second half of the day. So I guess it depends when you're competing. This is a shot from Jenna Jackson in Scarborough. She said, it looks unusual, this cloud. What is it? It's your standard alto-cumulus cloud, but it's been uplit by the rising sun. I think this was taken at sunrise in Scarborough. But there's a mid-level turbulence, if you like, so an up and down in our mid-level cloud, and that creates the sort of like the little wave-like formations that we can see there. And yes, it has been turbulent today. This is Filey. A big thank you to Trish Morris. I absolutely love a sense of scale, as you know. They are, yes, tiny little dots on the beach people. Absolutely brilliant shot. A big thank you for sharing. Weather photos at itv.com. And this was also from Scarborough, from Dean, who travelled to the coast from York today to get this amazing shot offshore, thankfully. So I did mention yesterday that there might be something a little bit more unsettled throughout the week and for Sunday. This is the low pressure system. It brings rain second half of Sunday, but it's after that we're worried about. So circling around this area of low pressure, some pretty strong winds down the slopes of the Pennines and out towards the North York Moors. So we do have a weather warning in place from Sunday at 8 o'clock until Monday at 6. Typically gusts 45 to 50 miles an hour anywhere in this warning area, which is basically us, but it could be higher than that for coasts and hills. Here's all the detail.
A clear start makes way for a day of ancient discoveries. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Yes, very strong winds, the focus by the end of the weekend. Over the last few days, some beautiful spells of sunshine. Massive thank you for all your photographs. But yes, we've also had those showers merging to longer spells of rain, some really heavy downpours, and yes, a few rainbows in the mix as well. Please keep those photos coming, weather photos at itv.com. So after that beautiful start this morning, yes, showers developing and pushing eastwards during the afternoon. Not quite so much as yesterday, but definitely in the mix, and still a few showers over the next few hours. But it does become a little quieter for the middle part of the night, slightly drier and clearer and calmer. But we do have another weather front approaching the Pennines into the early hours. It will bring some showery outbreaks of rain, at least for a time, as we head towards dawn. Not quite as chilly as last night as well. The wind's a little fresher from that southerly direction. So as we head into tomorrow, 6:35 and 7:28 are your sun times. Tomorrow, very early on, that showery rain pushes eastwards quite quickly, and there'll be some nice sunny spells for Saturday morning. But by lunchtime and definitely into the afternoon, we definitely see a mix once more of sunny spells and blustery showers. Again, they could be on the heavy and possibly thundery side, and gusty winds, particularly out of any heavier downpours and over the hills and out towards the coast. And it will feel cooler even in the sunshine tomorrow. No higher than around 17. As we head through into Sunday, probably a dry and bright start, but it turns very wet by the afternoon and evening. Some difficult driving conditions, and thereafter Sunday night into Monday, some very strong winds.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
There you go, looking west for our weather over the next few days. What's not to love on a Friday but a heron on a rooftop? There you go.
Is it a real one?
Yes!
Oh, good.
As long as it's not looking at my pond. My fish don't like them.
Thanks for watching and have a brilliant weekend. Bye-bye.
Good night.